Hello, I'm Archie Luxury. Today, I want to report on the perfect crossover piece. And this came in as a viewer email. This is from Jim Maidment. And I thought, fuck, this quality email is so good. I'm going to make a video just about the perfect crossover piece. And I'll read you Jim's email to me first. Hi, Archie. I guess I may be asking the million-dollar question here, but if anyone can answer this, you can. I'm looking for a crossover piece, something that has a sporting pedigree, but also looks a bit more refined and grown up. And he goes on to say there, it needs to look the part on the beach as well as with an expensive casual shirt. I never wear a suit, but I do often wear smart casual attire. Would love to hear your angle on crossovers of mid and top tier price range. Love the show, mate. Keep the vids coming. P.S. I haven't forgot to donate. As promised, last working day of the month, my payday. Jim, I know the fucking struggles, man. I fucking running a bit short myself. I can tell you fucking that much. I'm a bit on the brokest. The non-luxury side of me is brokest. So I do sympathize with you. But thanks for the kind words, Jim. Yeah, the perfect crossover piece. And this is a very, very interesting question. Perfect crossover piece, and this is a really good question. I think firstly, you can ignore all this modern shit, okay? Like Panerai, they got no fucking heritage there. This is why I loathe the brand. They're just a fucking marketing man's idea on how to get rich. No, we've got to look at tradition, and honestly, if you look at, I'll tell you 3 perfect crossover pieces. And the first piece is the Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso. And especially the Grand Series. That's right, the Grand Series. And it doesn't get any better than this. The Reverso started off as life as a watch for British officers serving in India. Now, obviously the British Empire's fucking collapsed. India is a developing world hellhole, but fuck, it's romantic enough. You can imagine these British officers who've bought their officership, of course, pouncing around on horses, hitting balls in the Indian sun. And they needed a rugged watch. The Reverso, the Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso, the ultimate in protection for aristocratic polo players in the Indian sun. And mad dogs and Englishmen go out in the midday sun. And, sporting history. And this watch has been transformed. The watch snob himself said the Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso is the ultimate dress watch. So there you have. That's a watch that started off as a sports watch. It certainly doesn't get any more sporty than a British officer playing polo in the sun. And it's turned into the ultimate dress watch. I'd call that crossover. And that's a fantastic piece. The Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso. I'd be looking at the big grand size. And what a fuck-off piece. Preferably in steel. That's my tip. I think that's the ultimate metal for the Reverso is steel. Okay, another example of a crossover watch. And if we look at 1972, the year Archie Luxury was born. That was when the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak was released. And it was released as a sports watch. That's what it was. It was sports. It was steel. The first one came out in steel. And, it had Gerald Gentry design. It was designed like a porthole on a ship. I mean, fuck. Named after the famous battleship Royal Oak. It doesn't get much better than this. And obviously the Royal Oak itself, it saved AP, which is a huge tick, and it also spawned the Royal Oak offshore series, which went on to become the sportier of the versions. But the classic Royal Oak, I mean, it's the ultimate in crossover watches. It's a sports watch. It's a vintage sports watch. And it's a very, very, in this modern day and age, it's the ultimate piece to have for any formal sort of occasions. You can wear an AP and be a smart businessman, and you can also wear it, going out for wearing slacks, shorts, and Bermudas, going to the pub or having, some upmarket Soho sort of lunches on a casual Sunday, and you can fucking pull it off with an AP on your wrist, an AP Royal Oak. And that's what I think is two ultimate crossovers. I mean, the AP came out as a sports watch. It was a luxury sports watch. And with the advent of the casualization of society, it's all gone downhill since Casual Fridays came in. Let me give you the drum. Society is a lot more casual. And the Royal Oak Audemars Piguet has become it changed from being a sports watch to a dress watch, and I think that's an ultimate crossover watch. And thirdly, the last piece, what's the ultimate crossover watch? And it's the Rolex Datejust. It can get no grander than the Rolex Datejust. Let me just explain, because let's look at when Rolex came out. It wasn't so much a dress type watch. This was a useful everyday watch. So when the first cushion cases came out in the early 20s, they grew into the bubble back. The bubble back grew into the Datejust. And the Submariner, the Explorer one, they all basically were Datejusts, and they just tweaked them a little bit. So, a Datejust itself, because Rolex is so strong in their sports range, the Daytona, the Submariner, the GMT, the Explorer, the Seamaster, what the hell do I mean Seamaster? I mean Sea Dweller, for fuck's sake. I was thinking of the Yachtmaster, and they got such a strong sports lineup. The Datejust has been relegated to formal sort of what status, but it's not. It's always been the ultimate. It's an oyster, for fuck's sake. Rolex Oyster Perpetual. It's a fucking waterproof little shell. And I mean, if any other brand had a watch like the Datejust, they would be singing its praises. It's just that Rolex has had so much success with all their lines. The Datejust has become more of a formal watch, when really it's a fuck off crossover watch. So there you go, 3 classic crossover pieces, and they're great for both casual and formal wear. I'm Archie Luxury. Tell me what you think.